Hi yogis, welcome back. My name's Bruce and today is day 21 of your 30-day yoga challenge. 3 weeks have gone by and what a delight it's been. Today we will explore. We will be exploring newer movements and newer pathways as a way to keep us sharp. So let's start lying down on our backs. Take your feet forward to the front of your mat. And as options for the legs, you can have them straight. You can bring the soles together with the knees apart in what we call reclined bound angle pose. You can also have your soles, the soles of your feet, flat and hips width. I think that's the variation I'll take today. Take your arms out so they are like a T with your spine. And the palms are facing upwards. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push down through the backs of your hands. The backs of the hands, the forearms, maybe even the upper arm. So the part of your arm and hand that is facing the floor, push down, that is in contact with the floor. Do that for another breath and maybe notice your lower back arching slightly, in which case gently press down. And then just relax the body. Bend your elbows into cactus arms. So bending your elbows to 90 degrees. Now as you do this, I think there will be a few of you whose hands are lifting. So what you can do is grab a book or a block and rest it underneath the hands if the hands don't really touch the floor. Let's look at the elbows, let's look at the arms, making sure that they're still in line with the shoulders. And then inhale. On the exhale, press down through all 10 fingernails. Press through the backs of the hands as best as you can, the forearms, the outer elbows, the upper arms, the shoulders. And then think of your rib cage, the lowest part of the front ribs drawing down and towards the upper abdominals, but still continue to ground through the part of your arm that is touching the floor, that is facing the ground. One more breath in, push down more deeply, and then relax. So hopefully in doing that, you feel the upper part of your back engaging, the forearms, the shoulders, really a lot of waking up of the upper body. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, push down through your nails, the backs of the hands, the parts of the forearms that are touching the ground, press down more firmly. Can you really ground the outer elbows into the floor, the backs of your shoulders down, and then noticing the ribs? Maybe if your lower back is pressing up away from the mat, push it slightly in towards the earth and relax. Bend your knees so the feet are flat if they're not already, and then take your right leg on top of your left leg. Lift both of your feet so they're in line with the ground, and then we're going to take our right arm underneath the left arm, finding eagle in the arms. Push your lower back into the floor, breathe in, and as you exhale, peel your upper back off the ground. And then stay connected with the sacrum, that's a triangular bone at the base of the spine pushing into the floor. Lift the upper back higher. Slowly lower the upper back. Unravel your arms, spread them wide like a T as we did before, and lower both of your legs to the left. If you wish, you can look towards your right thumb, chin to the shoulder. Exhale completely. Come back to center with your legs. Unwrap them and then switch so you have the left on top of the right. Keep the shin bones lifting in line with the ground, and then left arm underneath your right arm. Okay, inhale here. And then on the exhale, lift the upper back off the ground. So a simple movement, but also very strong. Connect with your lower back, lightly pressing into the yoga mat, and feel into the part of your back that's still on the floor, your upper back. Can you lift one vertebra higher? And lower slowly. Unravel your arms, spread them wide, and then take your legs over to the right. And then chin towards your left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Back to center. Unwrap your legs, both feet on the floor, they're hips distance apart. And then let your arms go back to cactus arms. And then press down through the hands, the elbows, the shoulders. Press through your feet and lift the hips up. Now keep pushing your elbows into the floor and start to move the palms to face the front of your mat. Keep pushing down through your elbows, the upper arms, and then see if you can bring the palms a little bit closer towards the floor, at least to face the floor, but keep the elbows down, keep the shoulders down. And then lower slowly, relax your hands back to where we started in cactus. And then take your thighs in towards the stomach as you roll onto your left side. And then we'll come up and move into a tabletop pose. But in this tabletop pose, we're coming onto our elbows. So lower onto your forearms. Look at your elbows, they're roughly shoulders distance. And if it's very hard, or if you feel like it's quite tight or restricted in the shoulders, turn the palms so they face each other. Otherwise, keep the palms flat. We're going to begin moving through cow and cat, but on the forearms. So inhale, lift the tailbone, begin arching through the low back. Lift the chin, look forward, throat open. And exhale, round your spine like you would do in cat pose, pulling in through the stomach, center of heart lifting. Continue to root through the inner elbows, press down through the inner part of the hands. And then again, inhale into cow pose, moving the tailbone up, allowing the abdomen to draw forward or draw towards the floor. Lift the chin and see if you can lift the crown of the head higher. Exhale, round your spine in towards cat pose. Do that again, inhale. Exhale. Now inhale towards a forearm tabletop. So allowing the spine to be somewhere in between, and then step both of your feet back towards a plank pose. Okay, but we're in forearm plank position. Ground the tips of the elbows, squeeze the forearms together, and allow the crown of your head to reach forward. Can you notice or feel into the front of your hip bones or the front of the hips and draw them into the lower stomach? Take one last breath. Slide your feet a little bit to the back and lower onto the hips, moving into Sphinx pose, lifting through your chin, lifting through the heart. So Sphinx pose, the elbows are around shoulders distance and they're underneath the shoulders. Pull the upper arm bones back. Now take your elbows wide and lower your head, lower the chest, and then come into downward dog, exhale. Look forward to your hands, and with your right foot, step between. With your coming to the tips of the fingers, make your right knee straight as much as you can. And then as you exhale, bend into the leg. Straighten the front knee, pulling your right hip back. Bend into your right leg once again. One more time, make your right knee straight. Stay there as your chest reaches forward. Bend your arms and bring your stomach closer to the thigh. Then lift your chin away from the chest, bend your right knee deep, and come towards warrior two. Turn your back heel flat and rise. Reach your arms alongside the ears. Turn your palms to face forward and bend the elbows into cactus arms. Feel the elbows drawing back. So the elbows are moving, let's say the elbows are moving towards the right side of our mat, the part of the mat where our back is facing. Opening through the chest. And then reverse warrior, reaching the top arm towards the back space. Straighten the right leg. And then bring both of your hands to the floor. Find downward dog, exhale. Now inhale forward into high plank. Where your right hand is, lower the right elbow. Where your left hand is, lower your left elbow. Forearm plank pose. And can you come onto the top of your right foot? So instead of the toes curling, point them and rest on the top of the right foot. Stay there. Continue to lift the center of the heart away from the ground. Okay, and then look at where your right elbow is. Place your right hand flat. And where your left elbow is, place the left hand flat. Downward dog, right leg high. Look forward and step between your hands. Closer to the thumb. Left knee meets the floor. And inhale, lift the arms over the head. Again, to the cactus arms. Now we're going to rotate the arm bone in the socket. So think of the elbows going forward and the fingers moving back. Elbows forward and fingers back. Let the shoulder blades help to push the heart space higher. Bring your hands to prayer, vertical spine. Downward dog, exhale. Look to the space of the hands, left foot forward. Come onto the fingertips as you lift the chin. Left knee is bending. Exhale, left knee is straightening as much as you can with your hands on the floor. Bend into your front leg. Inhale. Exhale, make it straight. Bending your front leg. Straightening once again. Keep pushing the big toe mound into the floor while drawing your outer left hip back. Lengthen a bit more through the upper body and feel like you can bring the lowest part of the ribs to touch the bottom part of your thigh. And then bend into the front leg. Turn your back heel down and find warrior two. So here we lift both of our arms alongside the head. Turn your palms to face the right. Bend your elbows. Stay here in the cactus arms. Okay, really feel like your chest rotates to the right side of the mat. And then press the outer elbows towards the back, or what is currently your back. Reverse warrior. And then left leg straight. With both of your hands coming forward, downward dog. Inhale into plank pose. Look at where your left hand is and place the left elbow down. And then where your right palm is, right elbow down, forearm plank. You can join the big toes together. Notice if your elbows are wanting to move away from each other, actively firm them in. Come onto the top of your left foot and stay there. Really feel like the spine is lengthening towards the space in front of you. Last breath. And then where your left elbow is, place the left hand. And where your right elbow is, place the right hand. And then three-legged downward dog. Inhale. Look forward and go so soft with the foot between the hands. Right knee meets the mat. Inhale, lift your arms. Cactus arms, bend the elbows. And then here, really consider that the arm bones rotate in the sockets to get the elbows more forward. And in fact, really the elbows stay where they are. It's just that your hands, the backs of your hands press to the space behind you. And then with that rotation of the shoulders, lift the front of the chest higher. Hands to prayer, vertical spine. Lower your hands to the floor, downward dog. Come down into the knees, tabletop. And then looking where your hands are, lower to your elbows. Again, with the option for the hands to be flat or to be facing each other. Or if you have a block, have the block in between the hands. Or one more option, place your hands together or even interlock the fingers, right? So there's so many options that can really adapt to whatever it is that supports you so that you're strong and embodied. Now, where were we? The toes are tucked, inhale. Exhale, lift your knees so they're mostly straight and the hips go up. And with your feet, take about half of a step forward. There's going to be a few of you who, because of the back body or maybe even the hips, that you're not able to get the body to press back. Now, if you feel like there's a lot of restriction in the back body, bend your knees slightly. Maybe bend your knees a lot. Focus on pushing your chest back. So if through your peripheral vision you can see your shoulders are going past the elbows, press actively your heart towards the thighs or move your feet slightly away from the elbows. Now, there's actually some of you who can walk the feet another half or full step forward. Squeeze the forearms, root the elbows, and send the whole of your body back. Lower slowly onto your knees. Either sit in hero pose or child's pose. Close your eyes. Full inhale. Full exhale. Open the eyes. Slide your feet to the front of your mat. And we'll have our knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Option for bridge pose. And for those of you who have a wheel in your practice, and I'm happy to instruct the wheel, but if you feel like that's too much for your shoulders, then go into bridge. So let's actually all start in bridge pose. Arms along the sides of the body, palms face down. Press through your feet, curl your tailbone, and lift the hips. Lean to the right, slide your left arm under. Lean to the left, slide your right arm under, interlock the fingers together, or you can keep your palms flat on your mat. This is bridge pose. Keep the hips lifted. Either stay in bridge or come back to it. As you bring your hands alongside the ears, the fingers point towards the shoulders. This is definitely a more, let's say, intermediate pose, but nevertheless, you're welcome to try. Just really focus on grounding the feet. Push firmly through your hands and come onto the crown of the head. Okay, if that's not working for you, you stay in the bridge and then press into the head so your arms are straight and gently guide your chest towards the back wall. Take one more breath. Lowering slowly to the floor wherever you are. Constructive rest, feet a little wider, and the knees knock together. Breathing in. And breathing out. Long inhale. And long exhale. So now might be a really great time to move into your own practice. If you're going to close it out, take a twist on both your right and left side and take another minute of rest and stillness. I thank you all for making time today and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.